haven't necessarily liked the.
Alec, welcome. It's July.
Yes, it is. What?
So we're here to
Hello.
talk
We're
about
just starting. Okay.
our favorite things in the month of June. This is a monthly series we do here on Tarqaron where we get to vent about all the things we hated in the previous month, right?
It's
Is
our
that right?
monthly hatreds.
Yeah, that's coming soon. Coming
Monthly
soon.
hatreds.
Just
Yeah.
getting really negative
Just
about
getting
the
really
worst things of the previous month.
freaking angry. Just really foaming at the mouth.
Rage
Um,
moments. Yeah.
just biggest top 10 rage
Tarqaron's
moments.
monthly rage discussion.
Where we just like get
I'm
a punching.
pissed,
Yeah,
dude.
just like.
Fuck.
No, we're not going to do
All
that.
right.
We're talking about our monthly favorites because
Then we'll
we're
be calling people out by name.
yeah, Rusty,
First of
you
all,
pissed me
F
off.
this
Yeah, I
person,
don't
F this
know.
person this month. Yeah.
Just no, Rusty's literally done nothing ever to piss me off. Except for get Harry Potter facts wrong on his podcast, where I went. Did you ever listen to that the
Mm-hmm.
podcast where I went and I listened? Oh, you did.
Yeah, you're a
Okay,
nerd.
I know it was bad. There was stuff I went back
I
and
don't know
read the
anything about
email.
Harry Potter.
I went back and read the email that I sent in, and I was like, I remember most of that stuff, but like I even looking back on it, I was like, wow, I didn't even like. I don't even know if I remember like some of the stuff I put in there. I was like, oh, okay.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a big,
Mm-hmm.
bright, beautiful. All right, June. June. What are your
June.
thoughts on June?
Well, June was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little tough to exactly. I had to get a little. I had to basically talk about stuff, kind of talk about stuff I've sort of talked about before. June was tough because most of my free time was eaten up by doing stuff for the channel. For the most part, I want to say. Like I just couldn't think of anything overly extra to talk about besides that. But it was a month that was filled with E3. Seeing movies and
Sure,
talking about those with you.
sure.
Um,
Well, if you
but
want to take this time instead of saying your favorite things, you could just shout out one of your
shout out
favorite
random
people.
things.
One of your
Okay,
favorite
well,
people the
all
last
right.
month.
All right, well, you know what? We'll talk about. So I've talked about this on the podcast before, but Abroad in Japan is a
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel that I absolutely love to death. And Chris Broad has been doing his Journey Across Japan 3, starting in the month of June. He did it earlier in the year, but the videos have just been coming out in June. And they've just been a lot of fun. This one's called The Lost Islands, or otherwise titled as Natsuki's Holiday. Natsuki is one of his good friends, Japanese friends, who's just a character. And yeah, it's been a fun little series so far. And by little, I mean these are obviously a very huge undertaking, just in terms of editing, filming. They're very impressive, very high quality. They're very funny. He also has Joey the Anime Man as one of his other people that's on this little journey with him. And yeah, it's been great. Highly recommend checking that out, and his channel in general. But Journey Across Japan 3 has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Sounds good to me. I still want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
I think I'll head out tomorrow.
Yeah. You'll hit that up tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? You'll hit up Japan tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or just the
Why
videos?
not? Japan.
Just okay. Yeah.
Don't you ever want to do something spontaneous like that? Just like drop everything. Let's go.
Let's
Let's go to Japan.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool if I had the freedom to
Let's
do
do
that.
it. We'll do it. We all have the freedom in a sense. That's the thing about spontaneity is like we're bound down by the
Societal
constrictions of
obligations.
society. Yes.
Yeah, it's called keeping my job. I think
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to
Lame.
go to Japan. I'll
Yeah,
lose
it's
my
lame.
job if I do that. So
It's lame is what it is. I just want to go and do, and the man just doesn't want me to. I'm gonna go off the grid for a bit, but it's like
okay.
but then they'll still be taking my money and just like they'll always
Yeah.
get you somehow.
Yeah, I always get you somewhere.
Anyway, so I want to talk about Us the Duo. You know Us the Duo?
Yeah, is that the Netflix? Is that a Netflix thing?
No, it's not.
Maybe I don't know then.
What do you? I don't know what Us to Do. I
I
don't
don't.
know what you'd be thinking, but Us
I
to
don't
Do
even.
is a band. Well, it's a duo, a husband and wife,
Okay.
Carissa and Michael Alvarado. I was first exposed to them when they toured with Pentatonics back in 2015,
Okay. That's cool.
and they're great. And then they went on. They've done tons of stuff, and then they went on to be on America's Got Talent too, a little bit, because why not? But
Oh yeah. Okay. I feel like I might have seen them on that.
but yeah, they're great. They're kind of like folk pop. Is
Hmm.
kind of how you could describe it. It's a lot of fun. It's like really chill music. The
Hmm.
the album in particular I've been listening to is No Matter Where You Are. It's one of my favorites. Um, I have these list of albums that I kind of cycle through, and I have CDs now that I just play in my car, and that's one that I've been listening to a lot recently. It's a fun little jam.
Nice.
And I want to get the rest of their albums physically too, so I can start listening to them more often. Because I don't think this wasn't even the first album I listened to that made me like really fall in love with them. I forget what the name of their other one was, their more recent
Hmm.
one, but they have a couple I haven't even listened to yet. So, but No Matter Where You Are is their big viral hit too. That's the song on this album, which is like a song they did for their wedding vows, basically. So,
Wow.
and then they had a very popular music video from it too. So, it's a really
Hmm.
fun song. It's wholesome. And
I would hope your wedding vows would be wholesome.
yeah, it's love. There's so much
Yeah.
love in this
There's a lot of
album.
love.
It's
Yeah.
like you just have to be in a certain mood for that kind of music.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool. I honestly don't really have too much of a segue from that. I don't have any music on mine, but
anything to do with love?
well, let me tell you something that I absolutely love,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's VTubers.
Of
And
course,
so
it's the only love I need.
it is sometimes it can be. So I've been getting kind of back into that rabbit hole a little bit more again.
Uh-oh.
So uh, Kiryu Coco just did what's known as graduating. Basically, what that means is that she decided that she's kind of like grown past it. She doesn't really want to do the whole VTubing thing anymore. There's a lot of different reasons as to why she decided that.
So
I guess so.
graduating means death
Graduating
of the VTuber character.
graduating
basically?
means an amicable departure from the profession.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't mean that she's getting retired by the company. So Cover Corporation is sort of the company that runs a lot of VTubers. I would say like the prominent Japanese ones, and then Hololive EN, which are some of the ones that I've talked about before. Pikami's not related to those. She's in a separate sort of smaller conglomerate called VOMS. And then there's a bunch of one called, I think V Shoujo is kind of the other one. They're sort of loosely conglomerated. Those are ones with like Iron Mouse, V-Bay, Project Melody, and a handful of other ones. But Hololive is all done by is done by essentially like they treat it as almost like an kind of like an idol agency. So it's a lot more protected and restricted in terms of what they do. They can't promote any of their IRL personalities. It's all kind of on a facade of the character. Anyway, Coco was one that was very popular because she, much like Pikami was bilingual, Coco kind of got big kind of early on because of that. I think she's half American, so so she was kind of popular from that. It was July 1st was her last thing, so tried to catch some of her last streams as much as I could anyway, throughout the month of June, and or at least highlights from them. And yeah, just kind of getting back into that whole rabbit hole and highlights and watching that stuff, and yeah, it's fun.
So how do they explain in the VTuber canon? How do they explain them going away?
She's graduating basically. So it's like, oh well, she's It's like retire. It's kind of like retirement.
Hmm.
Graduating, I think, is an idle terminology. Where when basically it's like aging out more or less in idol circles.
Hmm.
So usually when the idol gets too old or gets old enough or whatever, then they graduate. I actually am aware of. I actually know Coco's like. She has her own YouTube channel, like the person behind it. So I actually, she'll be fine. We'll just say that.
Oh.
She has like hundreds of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers on that
So she
channel.
just
That
started
she
doing the VTuber stuff. She'll just keep doing
probably,
other...
yeah, she'll probably do that. I'm sure she has a lot of other things that she does as well too. But again, you couldn't do any of that cross promotion sort of thing while you were restricted with Cover, the company. Which I you know, to some degree, I think that it's kind of a little like I don't know how I feel about like the restrictiveness of that. On the one hand, I can kind of understand it because it's the company wanting to protect their hold on the character. But I feel like it could probably be kind of restrictive for some. But all the same, so I've been trying to watch some of those. And yeah.
I get it. She just felt like she needed to bounce. Much
I mean,
like my next
possibly.
thing,
Yeah.
basketball.
Wow, epic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Basketball. I've been playing basketball. Dude, it's like the first physical thing I've done in years.
Wow.
Years. So it's giving me an excuse to go outside actually and be more active. So it's been nice. I like playing basketball. And mostly it's with my one friend, who I've been close friends with. Like we pretty much grew up together almost all my life. So we'll just play, like, we don't do like actual games. We'll shoot around and we'll do some like around the world kind of stuff. But we're trying to get, focus on getting better and stuff and getting more consistent. But it's just a lot of fun. Basketball, when I just got out there and started playing again, I'm like, oh wow, I forgot how fun it is to be active actually. I was never like an athlete, but I always liked doing basketball and frisbee and stuff like that. But I just never had much of a chance to do it since graduating and being out of school for so long. You get lazy.
Yeah.
And then 90% of the things I like to do revolve around sitting around all day. So it's nice to get up and move.
Hear you about that.
It's refreshing. It's just refreshing. And you get fresh air, you move around, so it's refreshing in every aspect. It's great. So hopefully I'll be sticking to that pretty consistently. I try to play at least once a week, if not more. So
that's cool. Yeah, I've been trying to look for ways to be active again. I went golfing with my dad. That's not one of the things that's on my list though. But we actually didn't go golfing. We just went to the driving range. But I'm going to be doing that a little bit more this summer. So hopefully that will be when I go on vacation at the end of the month. Then that hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit more active there out of that. But no, I hear you on that. For sure.
Yeah.
My final thing is
I'll pass it over to you.
Is passing it. Ooh, I got the ball here, and it's involves something that I'm sitting around. Okay, working on my collections of stuff, collecting.
Yeah.
So I've been building out my manga collection a little bit more. I'm not going to rotate my camera up, but I've actually mostly organized my manga collection up there, above my bed. So I've picked up several volumes of manga I've been wanting to get into for a while. So that's been good. But in addition to that, also figure collecting. You can see a little bit of my pile over here, which I have yet to sort of figure out what I want to do or how I'm going to organize any of it. This is a small fraction of my collection. The rest of my collection is at home. I'd say probably like 70 to 80 figures are at home. Maybe not quite that many, maybe like 50 to 60. But then I've got a good 2 dozen right here. So I've been working on that a little bit too. There's actually, related to VTubers, they've recently announced, they announced a while ago, maybe a few months ago, that there was going to be a round of pop-up parade figures for the Hololive. I think it's either Gen 4 or Hololive Gamers. I always get sort of confused with that. But basically, Corone, who is the good doggo that everybody has seen clips for, I'm sure. She's getting a pop-up parade figure, but she's also got like a kind of a really nice premium figure that's produced by Taito that I'm absolutely 100% pre-ordering, despite the fact that it's stupidly expensive. The paint job, the pose, it's all so cute. But Hololive Ian is also getting their own pop-up parade figures. And that's good because that line, the pop-up parade line, as I'm sure Rusty can attest to, because I kind of put the word out in their sub Discord about the one for the main character of Journey. That one already came out, and they all got theirs. Should have gotten theirs already, because I think Rusty showed me it at one point. He was like, "Hey, check it out! It's the main character of Journey." That's my Rusty voice. So yeah, the nice part about those figures though is that they're very affordable, but still very like really nice quality. Prize figures are kind of like, the reason they're called that is because often you win them in prizes in like lotteries or crane games or and such in Japan. Usually a lower quality, don't have necessarily a scale. Paint's usually not quite as good as up to snuff as more higher quality scale figures. Pop-Up Parade kind of hits that nice balance where it's affordable like a prize figure, but it has a quality and paint job that's maybe not quite as nice as it's more like, you know, $100 plus sort of figures. But it has a nice balance where it is still, the paint's still really nice. The poses are all usually pretty good as well. And usually it's not going to cost you more than $40 to $50 for each figure. If that, some of them are like 30 to 35. So that's good because I can't wait to collect the entire Hololive EN cast because I love all of them, and probably most of the ones they've announced as well for the Japan one, including Corone, and I think Pecora got a Figma announced. So yeah, working on building out a checklist of things to look forward to for figure collecting for me. But always make sure not to get overzealous. I may get overzealous at times. It's an expensive hobby, so it's something I gotta watch out for. But yeah, it's fun. It's collecting is fun. So
okay, well, next thing I want to talk about is In the Heights. You son of a bitch! I've been listening to the soundtrack.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, we already talked about that though.
I've been listening to the soundtrack so much.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about it again. Cause
I should pick it up. Do they have like a physical release of it, like a Hamilton double?
I haven't gotten the physical release yet.
Okay.
I think I saw there was a vinyl. I'd like to get that at some point.
That'd be nice, yeah.
But I think maybe the CD was sold out at the time when I was looking at it before. So I had to get it. I just got it on my phone. I've been listening on my phone whenever I can.
Nice.
It's just it's still so good.
It's so great. I mean, I went and saw it again with my family. Like,
I want to see it again. If it's still in theaters, hopefully next week. I'm gonna see it with some people from work because we're gonna be seeing F9 this week, and then
Black Widow's coming out later this weekend too. So,
but I'm like, I want them to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and one of my coworkers is a big Hamilton fan too, so she's excited to see it. I'm like, yeah, you'll love it if you love Hamilton. Like, yeah, it's got to be a guarantee almost.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could not like it, but
yeah, for July 4th, I basically listened to Hamilton all day, pretty much, because I was like, better thing to put me in the mood for the liberty of our country, the independence of our country, than a musical about one of our founding fathers. So.
Yeah, Hamilton, I've gotten no shortage of mileage out of that soundtrack. So it's one of those things where it's like you'll listen to it a lot, and then it's like, okay, you have to give it a break for a while. Because you have to be in a certain mood for that kind of music. It's like, and you can overdo anything. But then you come back to it, and it's like, oh, I love this again. You know, you just appreciate it again.
That's like me and VTubers. I get you. You know,
it's like I'm not quite there yet with In the Heights.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll get to it where it's oversaturated. I'm like, okay, I need to put it down for a while so I can still appreciate it. But it's just great. It's a great soundtrack to jam out to.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because most of them are a killer song. Like all of them they're fun. Just like with Hamilton, I rarely skip in that soundtrack. Same with this one.
Yeah, it's real hard to skip in Hamilton. It's gotta tell you, it's you can't really. I will listen to some tracks just on their own, but particularly like Wait For It, which is like one of my favorite.
Yeah,
it's still like one of my all-time favorites. But like, yeah.
Do we have like an equivalent of Wait For It and In the Heights? You know, like big showstoppers. I don't know if we have. Maybe that's what we don't have. That's kind of missing in Hamilton. But
we have the smaller. I mean, there's still nice character songs, but maybe there's not like a huge showstopper like that, or like Room Where It Happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure if like it was on the stage as it was originally, I'm sure like the Paciencia Fe was like there's probably some cool stuff on stage with that.
That might be
if the directing is any indication, you know.
That might be my only comparison, yeah, because that song is just
yeah,
it's big, but
yeah,
maybe not quite, but like there are still nice soliloquies within your character songs, so like your breathes and.
Yeah, and I love all the character songs, honestly, like Vanessa's, Nina's, Benny's. You know, I like each of the songs they get that introduce them at least. It's great. Great stuff. 96,000. That's it, right?
That's it. That's the month of June.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's all right. Hot month.
Not bad. It was a very hot month. The heavens released and opened in the beginning of July, though. For me, anyway. Rained for like 3 days straight.
We had some rain. Yeah. It's wild. It's like it's either really hot or it's raining for here.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's it. Okay. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks. Go check out our monthly review of the month of September. Go check out the month of September of 2020.
All right, be that way.
I want you. Yeah.
All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And like us on Facebook. Tarqaron TWO.
What do you mean be that way?
That's fine.